All right, this is D minor 7 jam class, one chord jam. I'm going to focus on the Dorian. However, there are in the assets the 6 different tonalities that you can use for the minor. Here's the way I look at the minor chord. Right, there's D minor, 1 to 5. The one between the 4 and the 5. And then all the notes between the 5 and the root work, and those are the different combinations of the 6 tonalities. So while I do like to focus on a particular mode or tonality like the Dorian, which we're going to do today, which is just a C scale over a D minor 7th. We hit a D minor 7th and play a C scale, you'll hear the tonality a little different. Okay, 1 to 5 gives a little bluesy sound because the pentatonic, that's really all the notes of the minor chord, minor 7th. 5th, 4th, 3rd, and root. So they all work. They're all Dorian notes. So playing the blues, especially between the 4 and the 5, that all works over minor. So we can take our blues playing to a minor chord with no issues at all. It's going to sound great, all the right notes. So step is to take every way to play that. And use your 2nd finger, 3rd finger, and 4th. Horizontal, change. Okay, now here's your next D note. 1st finger, horizontal, 2nd finger, 3rd finger, 4th. So again, that was like 10 different ways in a matter of seconds. I've done this before a lot, so I hope I'm not confusing you. You can stop the tape and take each one and really figure out what I'm doing. Basically, every note has the same pitch as you go up the neck on the next string. So that's all the notes you have to figure out, and then play that little 1 to 5. Okay, so with that said, I'm going to put the jam on. Okay, I'm going to start with this D minor 7th. Okay, I'm going to go a little bit to this one, 1st inversion. That one, 2nd inversion. And your 3rd inversion with the 7th in the bass, 5th in the bass, 3rd in the bass, and root in the bass. Okay, I'm also going to do a spread D minor 7th at some point, just some jamming with the chords. Okay, suggest you do the same. Take the track, go over your different inversions, and stick there for a while. Realize that the notes move. So, all right, you see that? So you have, once you learn your inversions, that's what this is going to be about, practicing these inversions so you can start to move. And you have to think before you move. If you're on this inversion and you want to go to the next D minor inversion, while you're on this one, you have to be thinking about and visualizing the next one so your fingers can move there easily, instead of waiting and all of a sudden, oh, here it comes, and then you make the move without thinking ahead. All right. With that said, the Dorian again. Octaves, just going to make ideas to start with the 1 to 5. First we'll do a course of comping with the different inversions, and then we'll solo a little bit, extend this out a little bit. D minor, do 4 the bar if you want. Or Charleston. Just some comping. Okay, next inversion. Second inversion. D minor 7th with the 5th in the bass. Okay, 7th in the bass. Spread inversion with the 6th string root. Most of us know this. There you go. It's a nice sound. 3-note chords. Spread inversion with the 5th string. Between all of them, as an example. All right, so those are your inversions, right? Don't forget any 4 notes. Just do 3 notes if you want, even 2 notes. It all works. Sparse comping is good comping. It allows for the soloist to play what they want up here without being boxed into a mode. So, okay, next is the chord in 4ths. Your chart is there. It's basically a minor 7th chord without the 5th, a 4th, a 4th, and a 4th. Now, if we take this up in Dorian mode, you get your different inversions of the chord in 4ths. That's the sound of it. I'll let you work it out on the chart. But to start, that is a great sound. Sort of the sound of the song So What. If you want to put the top string in there. So I'm just going to do a little comping with those chords in 4ths so you can get the sound, and then we'll move on to some soloing. 1, 2, that's the sound of the fourths. Cool sound. I suggest you listen to So What on the Kind of Blue record. Bill Evans, who kind of really introduced that whole sound to jazz. Great introduction based on the chord and fourths, as well as throughout the song. You can hear those chords and fourths. Really changed jazz forever, that record. So next to soloing, again, we talked about 1 to 5, going all around, and the pentatonic blues. So I'm going to make some ideas for a minute or two and then throw it back to you. And you have the tracks, you have all the information. Really give it, 10, 15 minutes a day just working on Dorian stuff, the chord and fourths. And then the next week, move on to the next tonality, which we'll be doing as we go on here. But anyway, here we go. I'll start with some soloing while you comp. That's fun.